Posterior compartment of the thigh include three muscles, that is bicep femoris muscle, semitendinosus muscle, and semimembranosus muscle. They are collectively known as hamstring muscles. The true hamstring muscles crosses both the hip and the knee joint, and it include three muscles, that is long head of the bicep femoris muscle, semitendinosus muscle, and semimembranosus muscle. The hamstring part of adductor magnus muscle is sometimes considered a part of hamstring muscle. Since it does not crosses the knee joint, that's why it is not a true hamstring muscle. Like other hamstring muscles, it does originate from the ischial tuberosity. It is innervated by tibial division of the sciatic nerve, and it does produce extension at the hip joint. Because of these features, it is sometimes considered as a hamstring muscle. But since it does not crosses the knee joint and does not contribute in flexion of the leg, that's why it is not a true hamstring muscle. Also note that the short head of bicep femoris muscle is not included in hamstring because neither does it crosses the hip joint nor it is innervated by tibial division of the sciatic nerve. Bicep femoris muscle has two heads, as the name indicate, bi, which mean two. It include the short head and the long head. The major portion of semitendinosus muscle is tendon. That's why it is called semitendinosus muscle. Semimembranosus muscle look like a membrane, hence the name membranosus. First we will discuss the origin of these muscles. First one is the bicep femoris muscle. Long head of the bicep femoris muscle originate from the ischial tuberosity, and after origination it descend down, while the short head of bicep femoris muscle originate from linea aspera and join the long head distally. Together, fibers from the two heads form a tendon called bicep femoris tendon. This tendon is palpable on the lateral side of the distal thigh. The semitendinosus muscle and semimembranosus muscle originate from ischial tuberosity. After origination, these muscles descend down. Both of these muscles are present on the medial side of the thigh. Semitendinosus muscle lies superficial to semimembranosus muscle. And an easy way to remember that semitendinosus muscle is superficial to semimembranosus muscle is that semitendinosus muscle has the letter T in its name. T mean top. So this muscle is present on top of the semimembranosus muscle. Next is the insertion. Bicep femoris muscle is inserted on the lateral surface of the head of fibula bone. Semitendinosus muscle is inserted on the medial surface of the proximal tibia, posterior to the insertion of gracilis and sartorius muscle as part of pes inserenus, while semimembranosus muscle is inserted on posterior surface of medial tibial condyle. All these muscles of the posterior compartment is innervated by sciatic nerve. Sciatic nerve has three nerve roots, L5, S1 and S2, and the main innervation to these muscles come from S1. Only short head of the bicep femoris muscle is innervated by common fibular division of sciatic nerve. Rest all muscles of the posterior compartment, that is long head of bicep femoris muscle, semitendinosus muscle and semimembranosus muscle is innervated by tibial division of sciatic nerve. Next is the action. The muscles of the posterior compartment are involved in extension of the hip joint and flexion at the knee joint. Since these muscles passes posterior to both the hip and the knee joint, so their contraction will pull the thigh in the posterior direction and leg in this direction. Among the posterior compartment muscles, bicep femoris muscle is also involved in lateral rotation of the leg, and that is because it is inserted on lateral surface of the fibula head. So its contraction will rotate the leg in this direction. And semitendinosus muscle is involved in medial rotation of the leg. Because of its insertion on the medial surface of the proximal tibia, so its contraction will rotate the leg in this direction. Next, I will discuss muscles of the leg, starting with the gastrocnemius muscle. Thank you.